This is the case of Virginia McCullough, the woman who killed her parents and lived with their dead bodies for 4 whole years. At the end, I've also included a 6-minute video of her being arrested by the police. Now let's go back in time. In Great Baddow, Essex, a quiet, leafy suburb on the edge of Chelmsford, a place where nothing ever really happens. That's what the neighbours thought. But behind the doors of number 27 Pump Hill, something unthinkable was decaying in silence. For 4 long years, no one suspected a thing. Not the postman, not the family, not even the doctors. But inside that unassuming British home, the bodies of John and Lois McCullough lay hidden, wrapped in sleeping bags, one in a makeshift tomb of breeze blocks, the other stuffed inside a wardrobe. And the person who put them there, their own daughter, Virginia McCullough. She was the youngest of 5 sisters, born in 1987. Quiet, socially awkward, a self-proclaimed artist who never quite got her life together. But what no one saw behind the shy smiles and failed promises was a compulsive liar with a very expensive problem. By 2019, Virginia had racked up nearly £60,000 sterling in debt, most of it in her elderly parents' names. She had told them she was investing in her future, maybe even theirs, studying art, claiming she was on the cusp of financial success. But the truth was far darker. She was forging documents, faking letters, gambling away their savings, all while posing as the loyal daughter and caregiver to her ailing parents. John McCullough, 70, was a retired business lecturer, respected, humble, and diabetic. Lois McCullough, 71, was an anxious woman who rarely left the house, crippled by agoraphobia and obsessive-compulsive tendencies. They trusted Virginia. They depended on her. And she turned that trust into murder. June 17th, 2019. That's when it happened. Virginia prepared a deadly cocktail of crushed prescription meds. Her father's was mixed into an alcoholic drink. She used him as a test subject, her guinea pig. It worked. John never woke up, but Lois didn't drink. She survived the poisoning, and that's when Virginia snapped. She waited until her mother was lying peacefully in bed, listening to the radio, and then she beat her to death and stabbed her repeatedly. Later, she described the act to police as feeling like she was playing the xylophone badly. No remorse, no emotion, just blood on her hands, and a cut she got from her own knife while killing her mother. So what did she do next? She walked into her local GP surgery and calmly asked for treatment. Then she drove to Chelmsford and used her dead father's credit card to buy plastic gloves and sleeping bags. She returned home, ready to clean up. She built a tomb in John's study out of breeze blocks and filler, wrapping his body like a package of shame. Then she stuffed her mother into an upstairs wardrobe, again sealed in a sleeping bag. And then she just lived there. For 4 years, she kept up the charade. She posed as her parents in phone calls, sent fake texts, bought birthday gifts for relatives to throw them off, told neighbors they were traveling or unwell. She even impersonated her mother to obtain new bank cards, all while cashing in their pensions, gambling online, and selling off their possessions. In total, she scammed over £149,000 sterling. COVID-19 helped. Fewer home visits, fewer questions, more lies. The perfect storm for a killer who wanted time and silence. But time was running out. In September 2023, a doctor noticed something off. John hadn't collected his prescriptions. Lois missed multiple appointments. The general practitioner raised the alarm. Social services called Essex Police. At first, it was treated as a simple missing persons case. Virginia told officers her parents were still away, conveniently returning in October. But something didn't add up. The house smelled. There were strange inconsistencies. On September 15th, police raided the home. And that's when they found the tomb. They found the wardrobe. They found the truth. Virginia didn't run. In fact, she confessed immediately. "I did know this day would come," she told officers. "I deserve what's coming." She even quipped, "At least you caught the bad guy." But the reality was far from cartoon villainy. This was cold, calculated, long-term abuse. She told detectives where to find the hammer, still stained with her mother's blood, and where the knife lay buried. It was all over. Virginia McCullough was charged with 2 counts of murder. She stood before Chelmsford Crown, court in July 2024, and pled guilty. She claimed her parents had been abusive, but her sisters shut that narrative down immediately, calling it a disgusting misrepresentation. Her defense said she was autistic, paranoid, mentally unwell, but the judge wasn't buying it. At her sentencing, Mr. Justice Johnson told her, "You robbed your parents of dignity in death. Your conduct was a gross violation of trust." Virginia was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 36 years. She won't even be considered for parole until October 2059. And even then, her odds are bleak. Her story was later reviewed under the unduly lenient sentence scheme, but the Attorney General's office ruled that the punishment was adequate. Because how do you measure the true weight of betrayal? How do you quantify the horror of living alongside your murdered parents? For 4 years, this wasn't just a case of financial fraud. It was familial annihilation, done not in a fit of rage, but in slow, cold stages, covered in shopping bags, duct tape, and birthday cards. A house of lies, a house of death, and the last person you'd ever expect to be a killer became the one no one would forget. Rest in peace, Lois and John McCullough.
It's fine. No one in here at the moment. Hold on. The police. Got it.
Stay where you are.
Stay where you are.
Show me
Stay where you are. Show your hands. Yeah.
Jenny.
Yep.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Cool. The time is 12:12. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCullough and Lois McCullough.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
You don't have to say anything, but it may harm defence. If you do
No,
not
I just
mention
take my cover.
when questioned, so much like to report anything to do so
Exactly.
with the evidence. Okay? Alright, your arrest
I'll
is necessary
cooperate, I'll
for a
cooperate.
prompt and effective.
Is there anything in the pocket we should know about?
Yes, there
Where?
is. Can I take you to it?
No, you can tell me.
Can you go in there for a second, just so I can tell you something about what's in there?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. And then
Yeah,
Just tell us
the only
something
reason
about
I
what's in
said I need to tell you something about what's upstairs on the top floor as well.
It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bit more quiet, okay? Is it here? Yes, mind your feet, so obviously we can
Honestly, I'm not that dangerous.
No, it's fine.
I know, but obviously I've got to be careful. My dad's body's in there.
Right, okay.
Yep, okay. Obviously I'll
What about
say,
your mum?
a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
That's why I said, can I go upstairs and show you?
Right, can you
If
explain
wanna
it to us,
bring
please? Because
officers,
we're trying to preserve this. It's now going to be seen, so we need to preserve this the best we can. So I don't want you to have you walking up there,
My coat,
all right?
please.
Because that's for your well-being as well as ours.
Oh, no, up.
Okay.
Up.
So what?
Thank you.
Where
Can I grab some
will we find
hairbands
your mum?
as well, if possible?
Where will we find your mum?
Okay, so upstairs there are about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed at the back next to the sink. That's the second one. I've slipped a pile of those into his drink. There were about 2 or 3 drinks that I brought downstairs. And yeah, they were basically, he didn't drink all of them. He only drank probably about half of 2. But yeah, when I went in the morning, this was before my mother. When I went in the morning, early hours, I got up about half an hour early, about 6 o'clock in the morning. Came in and he was gone. He was gone.
Okay.
It's
It's up to you if you want to talk.
Yeah, I'll
But the thing is, purpose of your arrest is for a prompt, effective investigation as well as by questioning you. We can't do that here. It needs to be done at a police station, all right?
I did know that this would kind of come eventually. It's proper that I serve my punishment. So, yeah.
Okay, so Virginia, I'm just going to ask you this. This is what I've written down based on the information you just told us, because what we regard as a significant comment, because you've made it under caution after your arrest.
By the way, they're my granddad's.
Okay, right. So I've written this, please. I, Virginia McCullough, have informed Police Constables 77329 Brown and 79387 Bowers after entering my house on Friday the 15th September 2023 that I murdered my father, John McCullough, who was stated was under a bed in the rear ground floor of the house, and my mother upstairs in a cupboard next to the sink.
Wardrobe. It's a double wardrobe.
Right, okay, I've written
Double
cupboard.
wardrobe. It's like 4 wardrobe doors, but it's the one nearest the sink. Double wardrobe.
Pick up then.
Yeah.
What's significant as I've written down here now, I've just read out to you. Are you happy to sign that, to say that's a true account?
Yeah. Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy.
I've just woken up today and done my job. No.
I know I don't seem
Not a lot.
100% evil, but we all... yeah,
I'm not going to comment on anything. It's not my job to comment on it, okay? Because I've got to be impartial with everything, okay? So I'm not going to give any comment.
No, well, I mean, I deserve to obviously get whatever's coming sentence-wise, because that's the right thing to do. And that might give me a bit of peace. Also in the handbag as well, there's, and again, because you're probably going to need to know about it, there's a card in there, card one money, and that's a bank card where there's a lot of transactions that have taken place over the last few years.
What?
From money that pertains to my parents. So, murder weapon is upstairs in the toilet room, kitchen knife. It's in the middle of the brown carpet, against the wall, opposite the shelves. So there are 2 long white shelves. So opposite where that wall is, that's where the knife is. So, next bit is very hard to talk about. That's probably the most grisly detail. So, on the ground floor, underneath the stairs, there's a few like storage boxes and things. And in the middle, I think it's in one of the boxes or in a bag or something. If you want me to shush after this, it's fine. But every bit helps. You will find forensic bits helpful. There's a hammer. I know, but I'm trying to help so you find everything. It's in the middle, underneath the stairs. It will still have blood on it. It's rusted, but it will still have blood traces on it. So not cooperating is it's futile.
Yeah.
There's no point in not cooperating. There really isn't. And plus, apart from watching my eye should take what I've done. That's the other side of the coin, I think. So.